So you charge yours at Whole Foods, and then
Mm-hmm.
Tony rides his scooter home until it's charged,
Mm-hmm.
or Camille's scooter.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
how we're working the system.
I wonder if it's going to be cheaper or just the same.
It's not going to be cheaper.
No.
I don't think so. I think the way that capitalism works is they don't want things to be cheaper. They want things to be more and more expensive. But then
Mhm.
it has to there has to be a limit to it. You can't just keep growing and growing and
I
growing
know.
without some sacrificing something.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Capitalism may be doomed in its present form. There has to be some hybrid model that allows businesses to make money. However, there should be a sense of community and sharing of the profits with the people that work in the company rather
Mhm.
than just paying them a salary and sharing
A
with the
very low,
community,
low salary.
right? Compared to what the officers are making. There should be some responsibility of the company to give back to the community, revive the community that it's taking from. It's so crazy. Guess what I got?
What?
Wait. Okay, so Tony and I went out for burgers
Mhm.
last Friday, and because I saw on my favorite TV station, KTLA, someone from Umami Burger.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever gone to that burger spot?
Yeah.
Okay, that was my first time.
Oh.
So I saw the commercial. The owner was talking about the new burgers that they have coming out. I was like, ooh, that sounds so good. So I made up my mind. I was like, we're going to Umami Burger. So we went on Friday, and we ordered like this trio. So it was like a classic burger, a truffle burger, and some other kind of burger.
Mhm.
So it was
Little
good.
one?
They were full size. We got
Oh.
like a total meal with 3 burgers, French fries, cheesy tater tots. I mean,
Mm.
just totally destroyed my diet. I mean, it was so good, bad because I bit into the cheesy tater tot because I don't do cheese, but I bit into it and I was like, you should not have did that. And I put it down. And the
Mm.
burgers were really good.
Mhm.
And then we shared a salted caramel milkshake.
Mm.
And so afterwards it was down at the Grove, and they have a Barnes and Noble down there, so I also had a gift card. So I was like, okay, so when we finish eating, I want to go to Barnes and Noble and I want to get a book. So I was looking forward to kind of strolling down the aisles and just kind of looking at different books. But as soon as we walk in, I see this. Oh
See,
my God, it's
oh,
backwards.
it's straight here
You could see
from,
it. Okay.
yeah, from crook to what does it say on the
Cook.
bottom? From, oh, it's a
It's
cookbook.
a cookbook. It's a freaking cookbook.
What's in it? He,
You'd be surprised. The first thing I thought, I was like, I know who helped him with this.
let
Who do
me
you
think.
think? Huh? Do you
Oh,
know?
Chef Ramsay?
His girlfriend.
Oh, Martha Stewart.
So this book is really well put
Is
together.
it?
It is so well put together. And
Wait,
and I
wait.
didn't know his people were from Mississippi, right? That's
Uh,
where my people are from. So he has all these great recipes, like kind of like a mixture of Southern soul, because those are his roots, and then kind of like some ghetto cuisine, like bologna and cheese sandwiches,
hmm.
and like mac and cheese, spaghetti de la hood, the last meal shrimp Alfredo. He has like hey auntie banana pudding and bow wow brownies.
You know what we should do? You send me a recipe. Mmm.
Look at that. And this is quality.
It is.
It's quality, no
Just look at the
lie.
cover.
remix gin and juice. Okay. So I'm loving this cookbook.
Snoop Dogg from
Snoop.
crook to cook.
Yeah.
So she gave me a recipe, and Valerie worked on a recipe this week. And my recipe was fried chicken. Who was it? Max Stewart, 100 from the Bay Area, gave him the idea to put some potato chips
Uh-huh.
in the breadcrumbs. So I'm gonna try it right now. I haven't tried it yet.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Okay.
It's kind of sweet, which I don't like too much, but it's not bad. It could be that I put too much sugar in it.
There was it called for sugar in the batter.
I think so.
Huh. Interesting.
And then the waffle part.
Mm-hmm. No syrup?
I didn't put syrup on it, but
Uh-huh.
it looks good on the inside. It's pretty bready, if you can see that.
Okay.
It's supposed to taste like Roscoe's.
Yeah.
Pretty close. I'm gonna take one more bite and we can continue.
Yeah. Well, I know my grandfather, when they immigrated out here, it was because he was tired of working in the fields of Mississippi. And he wanted a better life for his family. So they got on a train and came out to California to meet family that were already here, kind of like homesteaders. Somebody has to come out first and kind of peep out what's going on.
So what year was that?
This was in 1940, because my mom was 2 years old. So 1940 they came out. And they came out, and as a community, the families got together and helped my grandfather build a house, the house that he lived in and died in. And
what city was that?
Vallejo, Vallejo.
So your family's been there for a long time then?
Since 1940.
Vallejo. Wow.
Yeah, Vallejo. Yep, Sly and the Family Stone is from there. And is the home chick from there too?
Her?
I think she's so. From Vallejo. And E40, y'all.
Oh, is he from Vallejo?
I think he is. I think he is. He has a whole E40, because they like to what's that? When you try to exaggerate their syllables and stuff. They do that in Vallejo.
How come you don't talk like that?
Because I left Vallejo when I was 8 years old. Then I got educated. But sometimes I flip back into my old Southern ways, because my grandparents are from Mississippi, and sometimes I just want to talk like I'm country. It's natural. Plus my aunties and them, they used to talk, they came from Mississippi and they never lost that Mississippi accent. So it's funny because when you listen to language and you listen to accents, because growing up, I never really thought that I had an accent, and people would say occasionally, you have like a Southern accent. I'm like, no, I don't. But then when I think about it, I grew up with all these Southern people. They came, we lived born in California. I was raised in California, but the people that I grew up with, they were all from Mississippi. So they talk with that kind of, that kind of thing on it. And I think that's where that whole Vallejo thing came from, because all them people came from Mississippi.
My friend Bosco, who I told you about with the vocoder thing, he's from up
Yeah.
north, from Portland, and
Uh-huh.
he worked with E40.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
my
that's
kids,
cool.
my kids hate E40.
Oh,
I'm like,
why? He's good.
I don't know. I love
I
E40.
know.
Shoot. And Too Short. Well, he's
Oh,
from
I love
Oakland.
Too Short
Too
too.
Short is the bomb. When that song,
Do, do.
I goes on and on. Friends on and on, last so long. Say I got superpowers. Hey.
I must have superpowers. Rap 225,000 hours. Get a calculator, do the math. I made 1,000 songs that made you move your.
That's the lick. When that song comes on, man, we were in the bar down in Oakland one day eating fried fish, and I think we were watching a Warrior game. That song came on, everybody started singing. They knew all the lyrics. I'm like,
Oh, I wonder what it is. Is that the beat? Just as soon as the
that
beat starts.
is something about that beat. It's something about that beat. So, did you do any work with Tupac?
I did remixes. I did a remix for Pour Out a Little Liquor, which was Thug Life, and Cradle to the Grave, which was Thug Life. And then I did a remix for Keep Your Head Up.
Keep
And
your
it
head
was
up.
on the B side
Uh-huh.
of the record.
Did you ever get a chance to meet him?
I met him once in the studio when I was working on Yo-Yo's album.
Uh-huh.
And I had Jordan when he was little. So yeah, he came up and we met and he shook Jordan's hand. And I always tell the kids, yeah, Jordan met Tupac. Naomi and Nia are like, what? But that was it. We didn't have to be with him in the studio to work on the remix.
Right, of course.
We drinking 40s, little shorties, living all the lives. You couldn't stop us, long as I got my Glock, fuck the coppers. Hanging on the block, slinging rocks and making promise. I couldn't fuck with the school life, I was a fool. I can the motherfucker for it too.
Yep, that was one question I had. And then the other thing that we could probably save for another time, because I really want to get into, like, you have this do it yourself attitude or
hustle.
Yeah.
Call it.
Yeah, like I want to talk about where that comes from, your entrepreneurial spirit. I want to understand where that comes from. Because I'm so my upbringing is so totally opposite that, but I wish I was more like that, like just able to say, okay, I'm gonna do this and not worry about if I fail.
I feel like you are, though. You went to school and you have the kids and you did your music thing and you did it all. It's not like you were afraid to or anything stopped you.
Okay. However, I don't think that I've ever initiated something of my own. Like, I've had tons of ideas for companies. Like, sometimes I think I should have been a marketing executive, because I get these ideas or these concepts, and then that's where I stop. So it's like, okay, so how do you get past the concept and the idea to actually doing it or making it happen?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with watching my parents because they're both immigrants. And my dad, when he came here, I remember riding around with him because he had vending machines everywhere. Like he worked, but at the same time, he would have vending machines. He had his own little company where he would go stock the vending machines at all these different companies and then go take the money. So we would just ride with him as he would reload the vending machines and take out the money. So I didn't think anything of it at the time, but now, like if you think about it, it took a little, I guess, being from another country, it took a little bit of courage, I guess, to go up to these people and say, hey, can I put a vending machine here? And
Right.
and leave it. And so somehow he got into that. And I think it happened to be, this is the way it seems like it happens with older generation, where somebody says, hey, I've got this thing and I don't want to do it anymore. Do you want it?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what happened with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then with my mom, she was always trying different businesses and investing in different things. So she had like a gas station
What?
and it didn't work out. And then, we opened that restaurant
Yeah.
where we had your baby shower.
Yeah.
And, so watching her try all these things, it's like you only get one shot. And then when my best friend passed away, that was like another kick in the butt. Like, you can't sit around and think that your life is going to last forever. So you just have to take a chance, and you're going to lose some and you're going to win some. So, and then with music, I think that was my mom too, when I asked her if she could buy me a keyboard. And she was like, I'll get you a keyboard, but you have to join a band.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. And luckily, my sister and I were at the movies, and I guess one of these guys was flirting with her. And then he mentioned that he had a cousin who had a band, and she was like, oh, my sister plays keyboard and she's looking for a band. So everything kind of just worked its way in the right direction.
Yeah.
And so that's how I met my friends Ricky and Walter with the band that we had back then. So it was just a coincidence, a lot of it, being at the right place at the right time,
Right. And that's how a lot of it seems to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't take a chance and put yourself out there, no one knows.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows what you have to offer except you.
Right.
And you're sitting there thinking, oh, I could be doing all of this. But if you don't put yourself out there, and that's my problem. It's my problem. It's like for some reason, I'm just like always thinking, well, what if? Instead of just, I'm learning how to do that, because even, what we're doing here is, it started way outside my comfort zone. And so, but here we are on our 12th or 13th episode. Oh my goodness. That's like, that's a quarter of a year. That's a quarter of a year. Wow. Kudos, man.
High five.
Woo!